let's talk about Spyro 2 Ripto's Rage, or Gateway to Glimmer if you're from the PAL region. This is one of those games that for a very long time, for most of my childhood, I always considered Spyro 2 my favorite game of all time. I talked briefly about this in the first video I made for this challenge, but Spyro 1, 2, and 3 are kind of my collective favorite games ever. It's the game series I identified the most with as a child. I truly loved them, and over time I've just played them all throughout my life, and I've always gone back to them. I absolutely love them. The PS1 classics never get old. But I will admit, sitting here as a 30-year-old man playing Spyro 2 on the PlayStation 1, this game infuriates me. The stuff that drove me nuts as a kid doesn't bother me at all anymore. And the stuff that I didn't give a crap out, like meant nothing to me, I can't stand in this damn game, man. The thing is, they took a lot of what made Spyro 1 good and they improved in different ways. Spyro 1, and I think I kind of emphasized this in my original Spyro 1 video, but in Spyro 1, I always felt like they took the Spyro gameplay and they wanted to make it as much of a learning curve as possible. You really have to master the control of Spyro to truly, get through the game and have an easy breezy time. With Spyro 2, they ramp up the difficulty in terms of the gameplay and make it a little more complex while also easier going to new players and more adaptive, but with the challenge added that in Spyro 2, there's a new mechanic called orbs, which you have to get by doing different little tasks in each level. The problem is, a certain subsection of those are just challenges meant to play as Spyro. And obviously you have to be able to control Spyro well in order to complete these challenges relatively easily. But a large majority of these challenges are putting Spyro in situations that you normally wouldn't be in. Therefore, the challenge is no longer how well can you control Spyro, like in the first game. It's more about how well can you play this completely different type of game that we are not making, but we're making for this. Can you control on ice physics? Can you play hockey? Can you ride a roller coaster track? Can you dodge this? Can you jump up and down? Can you, it's like at a certain point, it begs the question of like, what am I doing? I mean, if you're playing Dark Souls and all of a sudden you get to a point in Dark Souls where someone goes, hey, if you want to get this weapon or whatever, all you have to do is beat this. Oh, what is it? It's a game of asteroids. It's like, well, I mean, that's just a completely different thing you're asking me to do. It's not a matter of how good are you at Dark Souls. It's, are you good at this separate game? That has nothing to do with Dark Souls. That's how I feel about Spyro 2. It's fun. The story, characters, design, soundtrack, all of them, probably my favorite in the whole series. I think Spyro 2 nails Spyro's feel, the gameplay, the story, like I said, the introduction of new characters. I think it's so good. Ripto as a villain is fantastic, but like the orb challenges, which are, it's not a side thing. It's not like, well, it's the gems in Crash Bandicoot. It's like this is part of the main game. You have to collect the orbs. So I don't know. It's just like, here's the funny thing about this game. Like whenever I would go to a new level, I'd be like, oh, I love this level. And then I go in and be like, oh, fuck this. God damn, I hate this challenge. And it's like that happened in almost every single level. And it's like, as a kid, I used to like the speedway levels, for example, which are the ones where you fly around as Spyro and you have to collect a certain amount of things or do this crap in a certain time limit. As a kid, couldn't care less. They meant nothing to me. I beat them in 5 seconds, whatever. As an adult, fuck, I can't fucking do anything in these fucking levels. Like, they're fucking infuriating. It's so hard to control, and the fucking camera feels like shit, and fuck. That being said, I do love this game. I do love the Spyro games. I picked this one for number 25 because we are at the halfway point of the challenge and I wanted to kind of reward myself for this task. But man, it's just like, it's one of those things where you go back and you're like, yeah, I love Spyro 2, but just parts of it. And I kind of just want to go back and play Spyro 1, which as a kid, I would choke myself if I heard myself say that because that is sacrilegious. But it's Spyro 2. I love it. And we're halfway through the challenge, folks. So I know this one came off a little agitated. That's just how they're all going to be probably from now on because I'm like, oh, I'm just so tired of this shit. But that's okay. We're pushing through. We're pushing forward. I want to take a quick moment at the end here just to plug something. I've been doing this challenge so far for about 5 months this year. It's been a lot of fun. It's been frustrating, but it's definitely been taking up a lot of time. But it's fun to do, and I'm glad I get to see the progress as I make these videos. But I wanted to shout out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Siminian. That's S-I-M and then Ian twice. It's something I just started doing. I haven't really ever done Twitch before, but I got inspired by my friend Liam, and I wanted to kind of give it a shot. So every Saturday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be streaming basically the next game in the 50 game challenge. So yeah, as soon as this Saturday, every Saturday going forward, I'm going to try to stream at least for a few hours of whatever the next game is. So if you're interested, come check out my Twitch and see me pour through this shit. Expletives throwing in the air constantly, and yeah, 25 to go.